not getting what we're due. They're just going to bring in cheap laborers from third world countries. That their countries have destabilized. Whether you're America, France, Britain, you destabilize these countries. Then you import the cheap labor who is there because you destabilize their countries,
right,
and you put them here to compete against natives.
Thank you.
The problem that we have is really the elites. I'm not fighting against nobody from Honduras. I'm not fighting against no Mexicans. I'm fighting against the elite who destabilize everything you got going in to put you here. We all should be fighting against them. You should do that. Whether you're from Mexico, El Salvador, Honduras, you should be fighting against these people who have done that. And I think what we don't do is fight against the way that, you know, the adventures abroad, as I call it.
Exactly. Exactly.
That our country does, these adventures abroad.
Exactly. Hey, I'm sure. How you doing?
We have all these adventures abroad. Our country goes and decent. And instead of just, we say, oh, we feel, you know, we feel so much better about ourselves when we let in immigrants.
Good to see you again. Good to see you again. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Have a nice seat. Sit back, kick back, and we're going to, you know, deal with our situation and the curses that we are going through as a people, and how that we can navigate this captivity as Israelite. I'm doing fine. I'm doing better than I ought to be doing. I'm going to tell you that right now. I'm doing better than I ought to be. I'm telling you that. So yeah. So how's you and your family doing? Hey, Kimberly, Lily, how you doing? Shalom, shalom, shalom.
That's a new graph, right? So what this graph tells you, people, is that the white capital figured this out about 1973. The yellow line is productivity.
The problem that we have is really the elite.
The red line is wages.
Nobody from Honduras. I'm not fighting them.
So in 1973, pretty much 1973, 1975, we figured out how to get more out of the American worker without paying them anything more.
Yep.
Wages stay flat. Flat. People are productive as heck. And then look at that line, productivity. We'll make a lot of money for a lot of people who want us. So a lot of people have gotten rich from 1975 on, and those people aren't workers, and those people aren't us. So like labor's in a bad way because we don't know how to match wages with productivity. We don't have the politics to force our government to match labor with productivity because the money is being made.
See, that's the problem. That's the problem. We think we can force the government to match a productivity with earnings. We can't do that. We're pretty much still slaves. You know, we have all these talking points that we could get the government to match earnings with productivity. No, a slave can't do that. Y'all, you must forget. We worked for free for 400 years. Come on, y'all.
Hey, the money is that orange line.
That's like asking a slave during antebellum slavery that, hey, why don't you let's force the government to pay us. It didn't happen, y'all. Now we think that we can make earnings match productivity. No, we can't. We are slaves. White people can't even get that to happen. White people can't even get that to happen. So see, when you put your energies in the wrong area, the wrong amount of energy in the wrong area, you're wasting time.
It's just money. Not going to us.
That's a lot of money. That line spike real high.
Yeah, we're productive. We're super productive.
Arami. Yes, Arami, we're productive. We are slaves. Duh. Yeah, Arami, we are slaves. Slaves are productive. We've always been productive since we've been over here. with weave and Jordans and fake nails and petty and manicures. Yeah, we've always been productive. We are slaves.
That's quite a line, Aaron.
Yeah.
I want my money. I want my piece of that.
Like, all of that's going to someone's trust fund. It's not us.
Wealth you don't have to work for. You know, I was reading a book, and I'm gonna interview this author soon.
Oh, really?
But I was reading this book, and he was doing that. And in the book, he talked about Mitt Romney, and he said Mitt Romney, you know, at a certain point, Mitt Romney said him and his, you know, his wife said, me and Mitt didn't have to work for a while because we sold off parts of our stock. That ever happened to you?
Oh, see, this is the kind of stuff black people are competing with. Now, Mitt Romney and his wife said, you know, for a while we didn't work because we sold some stock. Black people can't compete with that. I don't care how much education we have. I don't care how many degrees we have. We cannot compete with that. So all this talk about pull yourself up by your bootstraps to compete with people who are like Mitt Romney? Please stop it.
Well, you ever not able to work because you sold off parts of your stock that your daddy gave you? That's inherited wealth. We're not going to go into that right now. We're
Exactly.
going to go into something else.
That's a good point.
6, Aaron. You know, you ever wonder, people, you know, you have Democrats keep telling me.
This is why I love listening to this show. Now, they don't come from a biblical perspective like I do, but I love the information that they give because I'm able to synthesize the information on the spot with scriptures. That's why I love listening to this show.
It's just racist and not to support DACA. It's just racist not to support the dreamers and all that stuff. And what they don't tell you really is that it's a lot of Republicans who are in favor of this. When you have that many Republicans, that many conservatives, did they all of a sudden become anti-racist? Because I didn't see it with their support of the Confederacy. I don't see it with any of their policies. But all over a sudden, what you see is you see conservatives like, yes, we support dreamers too. Well, that's because dreamers are going to work for them. They're going to work for the people who support them. They support cheap labor. What we have to do is...
Yeah, I see that this way. Yeah, Republicans are going to support dreamers because they dream about being free. But the thing about a dreamer, though, that can be problematic is if a dreamer dreams about the wrong way of getting free. In other words, a dreamer who thinks that they're going to be an employee and going to get free by being an employee. No, that's the Jedi mind trick of the slave master. He wants you to think by working real hard on your job for an hourly wage or salary, you're going to get free. No, that's the okie doke. You're never going to get free. So that's the problem with a lot of us as dreamers, as Israelites. We think we're going to get free by working, some of us. And then some of us think we're going to get free while in this captivity by picketing and marching and black politic body and black economic empowerment. None of that stuff has ever worked.
It's get rid of cheap labor. It's got nothing to do with not liking Latinos or not liking Hispanic. It's got something to do with the fact that cheap labor is a problem for workers in general. Not just American workers, not just African American workers. It is a problem. And what you're doing is importing that. So let me tell you what these elitists basically do. They go into these countries, destabilize it, create problems, and then the people flee from the country.
Right.
To the United States and other countries. And they use that labor to their advantage. It ain't no advantage to me.
Yeah, they use that labor to destabilize black people. And guess who the black people blame? They blame the immigrants when they really should blame the people that destabilize the government from the nation of their nativity. That's who should be blamed. But guess what? Who we mad at? We're mad at the Mexicans. We're mad at the Guatemalans. We're mad at the Dominicans, the Puerto Ricans. We're mad at the Haitians and the Africans. But guess who's destabilizing every nation I've just mentioned? America.
It's a disadvantage to me. It's a disadvantage to you. But that's what they do. And then they say, well, if you don't disagree with me, you're a racist. No, you just screwed them over. You screwed over Honduras. We know how you did that. You screwed over a lot of these places in Latin America. And then you drive the people here.
Exactly.
Basically, they don't know where to go. And you say, well, if you disagree, you're a racist. No, I disagree because you did something awful to drive them here. And now
Exactly. See, this makes way more sense than what we've been hearing, y'all.
They have no choice but to be cheap labor and undercut me. That's your fault, Mr. Elitist, not mine.
Exactly.
It doesn't have to be complicated.
It doesn't, and it still don't.
No, it's not our fault this got complicated.
You want your maids, you want your gardeners.
See? Exactly. And those are the people that they hired to come to their house as au pairs, nannies, grass cutters, lawn keepers. These are the people that they do this to.
I don't have a maid or a gardener. So, you know, I think part of the reason we don't necessarily understand this is because we need a refresher.
Let's be honest.
What's that?
A lot of people still want slaves.
I don't want slaves.
A lot of people still want slaves. And so since they can't have black people.
You will take what Brown will do. Brown will do. If we can't have African Americans, they done gained some rights and carried on terribly, made a mess of things. We will take some brown people to come in here and do it. Anybody can clean up. I guess I'll be able to talk to Maria.
Right.
You know, I'll be able to talk to Guadalupe, whatever.
Right.
You know, Mary left and saying she had rights. What you need is for Guadalupe to have rights, and in her own country too. She shouldn't have to lead the people that she know, the people that she loved, to come here and do your diapers.
Right.
Guadalupe shouldn't have to do that either. Do you not understand that by saying I support valuing labor, I'm supporting Guadalupe? How in the world could you call me xenophobic after that? It just don't make no sense.
Right.
Go ahead, Art.
Well, it starts off with maids and gardeners, but Mac Hill actually makes a pretty good point. It starts off maid and gardeners, but like those can be entry-level positions, and then you got carpenters, plumbers, landscapers, roofers, and general contractors.
Yeah, it grows
and
like a fungus.
None of those people are black, and we don't then. Learn those skills because nobody wants us on those sites because we don't speak.
Exactly.
The language.
Yeah, you don't speak. Remember the video we showed? The managers want at these construction sites. They want people to speak Spanish like them.
That's true.
We don't speak the Spanish.
That's true. That's true, because I'm in construction. I know.
English.
We need to get in those trades.
And I think the only reason why...
Yeah, and speaking English, goddammit.
Let me tell you, the only reason why I'm still able... The only reason why I'm still able to go into construction and find a construction job is because of my skill level. Just mediocre carpentry skills, I wouldn't be able to find no job, because every crew that I go on, guess what? It's mostly Mexicans. Now, I know how to communicate to Mexicans in Spanish on the job site. I know how to say measurements, numbers, bring this here, bring that, ladders and all that kind of stuff. Ven aquí, ven acá. I know how to say all that kind of stuff. You know, just little stuff to get me by on the job site. But if I didn't have the skill level I have, and I didn't have the personality I had, and I didn't know how to say measurements in Spanish, it probably would be very hard for me to get a construction job. I just want to let you know that what she's saying is on point.
God damn, why I can't speak my own language? I speak the Queen's English. I don't speak that. That's
while we're apprenticing, not even when we're general contract. While we're apprenticing, we need to be paid real money for those contract jobs, for those construction jobs.
Yeah, I agree. And let me just, I think when I think about this and labor, I'm thinking of, like, the thing was, Labor Day. I thought a lot about labor, and I wondered to myself, like, how are we not understanding how all of this stuff works together as people who get W-2s? You don't get no 1099 as your check every year. You get a W-2. You labor. So I'm thinking about how we not understand this. And I thought about it, and I said, well, everything you got going, you got where we came from. It's just that simple. So, we put up and we show the, these sort of
let me say this, Kimberly. I mean, I'm sure. I don't think they want blacks as slaves. Not right now. I think what they really want, they want blacks in jail. That's what they really want. They want to use blacks as a criminal element to support the prison industrial complex and the legal system, so they can get their kids through college, so they can be prosecuting attorneys. I think that's what they want to use us as. Now, it's still slavery. So you are right. They do want us as slaves, but they want us as slaves in the capacity of the prison industrial complex. They don't even want us as slaves as menial labor. They want to build more prisons. They want to hire more lawyers, prosecutors, bail bondsmen. They want to build all this on our backs as criminals. So you are right. They do want blacks as slaves, but I think they want us as blacks as slaves in the capacity of criminals, soldiers, and soldiers to fight their wars. Exactly. I think that's really what they're aiming at. Now, if all else fails, I'm sure, if all else fails with the other Hispanics, Puerto Ricans, Dominicans, yes, then they would opt for us to be the slaves, the minimum wage workers, and they would deport all of these people from South America. They'll deport them. And that's one of the things that has me nervous about the deportation and them ramping up the immigration control and enforcing the immigration control. Because why would they enforce the immigration control when they know these are the people that are working in hotels, cutting grass? They are the nannies. They work at McDonald's. They pick the fruit, ship the fruit. They drive trucks. Why would they get rid of all these people? And if they get rid of those people, they got something worse in store for us. And they're going to make us do the job of those people from South America for a cheaper rate. Not the same rate, a cheaper rate. And they still going to build a huge prison industrial complex on our backs while they do it. Exactly. And so these are some of the things I would like Hebrew Israelites to talk about. These are some of the things that I would like to see some scriptures come out about Hebrew Israelite, but we don't do that. All we want to talk about is Yahushua is black, and that's it. And we don't go no further. We don't want to get down into the nitty gritty of what it is like to be a Hebrew Israelite today. And that's the reason why I piggyback off of Yvette Carnell's vlog that she does on Mondays and Wednesdays, because I want to give you a fresh Israelite perspective from a person that's focused on the kingdom and seeking after the divine nature. That's why I do this. Brother, you are lost. They are trying to do everything you said, but they will never be able to do it. The Most High God said they would not be successful. Okay, you must have just came in. You must have just came in and didn't hear anything. And you must have heard just a little portion of something and made a snap decision about what I said. I've actually said exactly what you just said. I've actually said everything that you just said. They are trying to do everything you said, but they will. Oh, okay. You're talking about Esau. You're talking about Esau. Okay, I get it. I get it now. I get what you're saying. No, let me tell you something. So far, they're successful. So far. Right. Okay, I got you. 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 No harm done. No apology necessary. I got you. I thought you was talking about us, but I kind of figured I caught up with you, Esau. But let me say this, Jimbo Jones, they are doing everything to us even right now. They are, Jimbo. They are. Right now they're successful. And the reason why they're successful, because we are not successful with our Elohim. We're not successful with our power. He said all nations gonna rule over us. And we haven't woke up to that fact yet. We still trying to be American. We're still trying to be black. We're still trying to be African. So these things are barometers of how successful that they are going to be and are. These things are barometers of how successful they're going to be. I mean, even Yvette Carnell is with brilliant lady, brilliant. But the solutions that she have is going to help our enemies subjugate us, because we're not calling out to the Most High. We're looking to try to create a politic body. We're trying to get black economic empowerment, and we think all these things that we're doing is going to save us. Nothing is going to save us. We've done all these things before anyway, and they've never saved us. They've always been a curse to us. Everything that we've ever tried has been a curse to us. Everything. Going to school, getting a good education, getting a good job, working for the government, you know, because when I was being raised, that's all I used to hear. Yeah, you get you a good government job and you'll get a good pension. Stop it. Stop it. You get you a good factory job. Stop. Stop it. All that black slave talk that I was raised on, it all was a colossal failure. Colossal failure. Many families have been destroyed because black people, Israelites who don't know it, they just play right into the hands of Esau every time. Every time. We're suckers. And we're in worse shape today than we've ever been. Even in slavery, we're in worse shape today. And that's without them whipping our backs, feeding us to alligators, and whooping us and what? Making us pick cotton. We're in worse shape today than we've ever been. Thank you. Thank you, Jimbo. Thank you. Thank you, Jimbo. That's what we were bred for. We were bred tax employees. Thank you. All of that, what you just said, taxpayers and employees equals slavery. That's all that equals. It's just another name for slavery. It's just another name for chattel slavery. We're nothing but animals. All we do is consume, 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 consume. Predatory loans, debt, student loans, home loans, car loans, health care loans. That's all we do is consume. And then we brag about it and say we got $1 trillion in spending power. And if we was if we was a nation, we would be the eighth. We would have a GDP of the 8th largest nation. No, we wouldn't. No, stop it. Exactly, Jimbo. And we still can't get free. Even when they put it in our face, how they got us slaves, we still just keep going. We still just keep picking cotton. Those curses in Deuteronomy 28 is eating us alive.
Business without black politics, it will not exist. You'll just have liquor salesmen.
Yes.
Like Diddy Combs. That's what you'll have. That's it. Is that what you want for your life? Somebody said, I thought up French vanilla vodka because I eat ice cream. That's moronic.
Right. So Antonio brings up, I mean, there's another good point. That you
get it, girl. Get it.
I didn't say popping in your head. You got to say popping in your head. Just give us the point, Iron.
All right. So 90% of capital in America right now is in white hands, right? But we had a graphic before about how, was it 3/4 of white people don't know any black people?
Yeah.
So those entry-level jobs, those janitor jobs, those maid jobs, that put you in the face of white capital in a way that if you're locked out of that, like they don't know you.
They don't see you.
They don't see, and the only ones they see are like rich Negroes on TV. Like
you're invisible, right? So you're invisible.
So they actually don't know.
They have no idea what you're doing, what you're going through, nothing.
They have even a more like
exactly.
Like, before they had a distorted view of black poverty, but now they have a real distorted view of black poverty because there's no black people in their life. They don't even have a black maid or nanny or anything like that.
No, they got a Mexican maid or nanny. They don't have a black maid like my mama was to say, hey, this is happening in my life. They don't have that. So but we don't see any value in talking to the white people with all the money. Well, I don't want to be no maid. No way. Shut up. You ain't got no job.
But we also don't know what white capital looks like either.
No, we don't. We used to.
Yes. Like even
now, I'm going to tell you something. I know what white middle class capital look like, and I will tell you how I know, because I work in communities where there's nothing but white millionaires, and the way and let me tell you something. A white middle class person and a rich black person is totally different, and I know both of them. It's just different. It's something about the color. It's just something totally different from a black wealthy person and a middle class person in the neighborhood. It's totally different. I look at the way that they act in their neighborhoods, and they act like they really carry themselves like they are in heaven. I'm gonna tell you. See, I build homes for a living. I build homes for a living, okay? From $1 million to $15 million homes. That's what I do. So when I see these white people, and this is middle class. I didn't say wealthy. I said middle class. Please. I don't even think black people even know how to live and ball out like white people. We just don't know. Even when we have money. When we have money, we don't know. See, they have all kinds of social capital surrounding their homes, their parks, their museums. Their little corner stores are not like our corner stores. It's not. It's totally different, y'all. It's like a whole nother world. It's like Mayberry on steroids. It's like Mayberry. It's really like heaven. I'm going to tell you this, y'all. They know that they got an advantage over a black person that's wealthy. Let me tell you, middle-class white people know they got an advantage over black people that's super wealthy. Why? Because they have a whole infrastructure around their communities. They have social capital. When a black person is wealthy, like Oprah, she don't have social capital. She don't have other billionaires that live around her that got shops. And she don't. She got to go to white stores. And then when she go to white stores, they think she's a criminal. Hello. They think that she's a criminal. And she's Oprah. See, Oprah don't have no black community that she can go to and spend her money and make that community where the people own businesses look more wealthy, and they around her, buffering her like a protection. She ain't got that. Look at what they doing to Bill Cosby. Bill Cosby don't have no social capital. Bill Cosby don't have no social capital. Even if he get Magic Johnson, Oprah, and Tyler Perry, and what's his name, Byron Allen, it's not enough. You need a network of billionaires. And then under there, you need a network of millionaires to protect yourself. And the millionaires have to be lawyers, doctors, politicians, senators, congressmen. You see what I'm saying? You see what I'm saying? We ain't got, so when you are a millionaire, a black millionaire, you basically all by yourself. You're basically easy pickings for your white enemies. You ain't, please. You ain't got nothing. You can only rise as high as your people are. So I always get tickled when I see when black people tell me they got a few dollars. They get a few dollars in their pocket and they think they something. Okay, well, let me ask you this. What bank do your people own that protects your money and is ran and operated by your people and is connected to a black Federal Reserve Bank? Talk to me. Talk to me. You're not rich. You're not rich. You're not rich if you ain't got that. Show me one black Federal Reserve Bank in the world. Show me one. And the money got black faces on it. And it's not some money that come from Zimbabwe. Show me that. Oprah, Tyler Perry, Magic Johnson, Byron Allen. All the money you got white faces on it. And it ain't backed by nothing. That's real wealth. Now you're talking real wealth that you could protect with a military. So all this stuff about that Yvette with her intelligent and beautiful self is pushing about a politic body is a pipe dream. How can you have a real politic body and you ain't got no army? You don't have an army. You don't have gold. You can't mine gold, silver, and your God won't even protect you. Your power won't even protect you because you are in rebellion against him. So I don't want to hear nothing about no black politic body. It just we've done that before, y'all. We've done it before. I don't want to hear nothing about no black economic empowerment. And I don't see no black faces on no money notes with gold. We're wasting our time. So what we need to do is cry out to our Elohim, get married, take care of our children, pool our resources within our family, have a politic body within our marriage, in our relationship with our children. We're going to have to start there and then invite the Most High to come in and bless us. That's the only way we're going to survive this captivity. The Bible says in Ezekiel chapter 11, I think verse 6. Hold on a second. See, we want to start all high, and that's why the Obama presidency was a failure, and we still ain't learned. We still didn't learn. I think it's Ezekiel chapter 11, verse 16. Therefore, thus saith Yahuwah, although I have cast them far off among the heathen, and although I have scattered them among the countries, yet, oh boy, come on, you better preach. Yet I will be to them a little sanctuary in the country, in the countries. I'll say it again because you don't believe it. I will be a little sanctuary to them in the countries where they shall come. The Most High said that if we turn back to him, he will bless us in the land of our captivity. And he didn't say nothing about no politic body. He didn't say nothing about he will bless us through economic empowerment. He didn't say he will bless us if we start a Black Wall Street. No, he said, yet I will be to them a little sanctuary if we turn back to him. Wow. Wow. You can't hear me. Who can't hear me? Who can't hear me? Testing, testing, 1, 2. Exactly, Jimbo. Exactly. Right. See, we want to turn to black politic body. We want to turn to the Congressional Black Caucus. We want to turn to marching and twerking in the street. And no. Burning down cities. Okay. So Jimbo can hear. So that means there's something wrong with your computer.
That's something. Don't you want to have a conversation about that? I do. I want to have a that's I want to have a conversation.
I want to have to go back and look at that.
Uber all the time. We talk about how awful Uber is. We don't talk about how Ariana Huffington. Now I want you to, I'm about to go to the phones, but think about this. Ariana Huffington And there's an image of her. That book she put up. Look at that.
You know, for the record, those slave boats, those weren't immigrants.
Who was? No, they wasn't. They were slaves. I think
there's a difference. Immigrants
there's a very big.
There's a voluntary choice. You can go back. Like they're not even refugees. They're just slaves.
No, they were slaves.
Those are slaves.
Those chattel slaves.
So when we're talking about pro-immigration, yeah. Okay.
Yeah. So you have part of the problem is you have people like Ariana Huffington who will work for Uber. You know, she's on Uber's board. Last I checked, will work for Uber, which is totally just like stripped Americans of everything that the labor movement fought for.
On purpose.
On purpose. Deliberately. And after that, put the next one about her. There's another one. I don't know what I did with it. Understand that what she did, she also, in addition to joining, like she put out a book. Now imagine, you know, let me just preface this. You and all of us, we have talked about Uber. People sleeping in parking lots and can't get no rest because they always got to be on call for Uber. Ariana Huffington joined Uber's board and before that wrote a book about we should sleep more.
It's unhealthy not to sleep.
Huh?
It's unhealthy not to sleep.
Yeah, but she said we should all find time to sleep.
Yeah.
Ariana, the board you're on, the company that you're a part of is the reason people can't sleep. Ain't no stable job. They're sleeping in parking lots and all kind of stuff because you got them out there as subcontractors for these companies, right? And so they got to be around where people are going to come from, be they bars or breakfast restaurants or jobs. You're part of the reason, Ariana, that these people can't sleep. And then you have the nerve to write a book about the sleep revolution. If you don't get yourself on somewhere, this is why you
life is
these crazy. Like,
life is more. This you couldn't dream this up. You couldn't dream this one up. This is good. You couldn't dream this up.
Why in the world would you ever, as a worker, listen to anything Ariana Huffington ever said ever?
Because she's white and she's blonde and she's rich.
Gadgets.
Yeah, for a reason. They're addictive. There's a book that I'm reading. I don't know the name of it. It's a shame, you know, you read the book and don't know the name of it. But what he talks about, like the head of Instagram, the head of you know, Steve Jobs, they didn't give their kids the gadgets because they're like, these, I built them to be addictive. And yet here we are. Come on, man. Ariana Huffington talking about you should sleep more, and you at the board of a company where these people have to go sleep in parking lots to their next shift.
Wow.
You ought to be ashamed of yourself.
Wow.
You really ought to be ashamed of yourself as a woman.
And they showing a picture of the book that she wrote. It's called The Sleep Revolution. And this lady is causing sleep deprivation because she's sitting on the board of Uber. It's just amazing, y'all. These demons, and we love these demons. We look at them as successful. We look at them as the standard to reach. It's just sad. We need to look at the Most High's divine nature as our standard to reach, not these demons that's destroying families. You can't even go home and sleep with your family because you got to drive Uber around all day.
Cash. Who's gonna make that money for me? That's how these people think. Nobody thinking about you. Ain't nobody thinking about me. Ain't nobody thinking about Army. Who cares? Understand that. And all this talk about language. Listen, they call us welfare queens. Look, you gotta think about how they use all kinds of. When you watch y'all ever watch Barbara Starr from CNN? She works for CNN, but she might as well work for the Pentagon. The only thing she does is come in and say what the Pentagon said. Well, it's a surge. A surge ain't when you put a few 100,000 people or 50,000 people on the ground, Barbara. That's more than a surge.
Yeah, that's a war. That's a war.
Something happened. Somebody bombed somebody. That's a conflict.
That's a takeover.
It's bomb. There's no conflict. It's not a conflict. That's a bombing.
Exactly. That's war. A slaughter.
So
there you go.
I just that's part of the reason I started dealing with data instead of words, because words just lie. and words influence in a way that's not healthy. So, you know, saying that, I'm gonna go. You ready to go to the phones, Iron? Yeah. Let's go to the phones and talk. I want to hear what y'all really got to say about it, because it is what it is. But this is some bull. I know it's way for me to say it.
Exactly, Jimbo.
Hey, how you doing?
Exactly, Jimbo. They were all puppets, and the puppeteer was Satan. Okay, so yeah, touche.
Lee, and I'm calling from Round Rock, Texas, right outside of Austin, Texas.
Okay.
Yeah, and I just want to say that I've been watching your show a lot, and I love it. And you're right on point on a whole lot of things. But to get to the immigrants, it's a real situation with them, because they come in illegally on a daily basis.
Cut your laptop off.
Yeah, see, this lady's, it sounds like she's about to get into those same old white supremacist talking points. And I'm not for the immigrants, mind you. Just make a note of this. I'm not for the immigrants. But she don't understand it's our enemies that's opening the gates for them to come in so they can subjugate us. But it don't look like this lady is going to make that leap. Let's see.
No, we need some patience with our people.
I'm patient. I'm being patient, but it's funny.
Yes, yeah, okay, go.
I made mistakes myself. Go ahead.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah, anyway, they were saying Trump is racist about what he said, but a lot of the stuff he said about the immigrants is true.
It depends on what he said.
Yeah.
Which part of what he said?
Well, you know, about, you know, like maybe they coming in, they doing these crimes, raping and, you know, and stuff like that, and killing and stuff like that. I mean, because you got the drug.
I don't believe that, y'all. Let me tell you something. These immigrants that's coming in, they are allowing them to do this stuff. Okay? If people are coming in from other countries and are raping and killing and murdering and all this, you can guarantee the CIA and the FBI is right in the mix with them. Okay? And I'm not for the immigrants subjugating us. You know, so these Jedi mind tricks that white people do, no, it don't work on me. It don't work on me. You're going to bring criminals in and then have Trump say, oh, yeah, they're rapists, they're this. Yeah, you brought them over here. You know, you actually set them up a drug business in the United States to kill black people off and to get them into the criminal justice system, just like they did with Rick Ross. The real freeway Ricky Ross. So don't just stop it. Stop the Iran-Contra affair. Stop it. Now they want to blame the people that they open the doors up to. These people are demons.
The good question she said is, before we start talking about where are the jobs for us? Because we know they're doing jobs that historically black people have done. So you have to account for where are the jobs for us. Give me a plan.
Nobody wants to do that.
Give me a plan.
Nobody wants to do that.
It's talking about full employment for black people, and we will not talk about immigration anymore. As soon as I see that plan and see it,
I ain't never seen it. Ain't nobody even talk. Even our politicians ain't talking about us.
Exactly. They don't care.
You're on your own.
They stooges. They shrills of white supremacy. Congressional Black Caucus and everything else. Congressional Black Caucus, the HBCs, they all shrills of white supremacists. You're not going to fool me with all this stuff.
Scott King wanted. That's what I want. It's not too much.
Ain't nobody buying no Rosetta Stone. I like to use my language. I should have to use Rosetta Stone just to talk in my own country. Stop telling me to use Rosetta Stone. You go somewhere. Oh, people get on my nerves. All right. You can go to the next one. I ain't messing no with. I talk the way I want to talk. I like the way I talk. I speak Queen's English. How you doing, caller? Where you calling from? What's your name?
Texas.
Oh. What's your name?
But like the last caller said, hello, you there?
Yeah, what's your name, caller?
James.
Okay.
Like the last caller said, I said this before. When they vote for these school bills, your K through 12 has to teach them English. Don't vote for that. Say no. I've said this a million times before. Again, stop doing that. Stop voting with that category.
Yeah, brother. Only if black people's vote count. I don't know why people think that black people's vote count. You know, are we still falling for that? We still think that we got a decision? Come on, y'all. Now this guy talking about, yeah, don't vote for that. You know, stop it. You know?
School where they invest resources to teach them English. But I've never gone to those, you know, so I don't know. But I hear you call. I appreciate your call.
You're on, caller. Hello? Say hello.
Hey, caller. What's your name? Where you calling from? Hello?
Hello?
Yes.
What's your name? Where you calling from?
Otis.
Oh, what's up, man?
Are you there? Are you there?
Yeah, where you calling from, bro?
I'm calling from Virginia.
Okay.
Oh,
Are you still there?
Yeah, I'm here. Go ahead with your call.
Look, I want to have a quote for you.
Okay.
Unless your people were Native American, your people were immigrants. Just some happened to pick cotton.
Uh-oh.
That's Kamala Harris talking to a group in California.
She said that.
Kamala Harris says, unless you're Native American, your people were immigrants too. So that's to one of your earlier posts about her not being black.
Now, one of the things that this person don't understand is that the Native Americans were black. Hello. Hello. See, that's one thing a lot of people don't understand. There were black people already here before white people got here. And many of the Mexicans were black as well. So see, this person is ill-informed.
There are 61 different GOP groups across 50 states that are already dismantling public unions. I tried to send you some information this weekend about that. These people are a mini group from ALEC. They are changing legislation so that
the Seminole Indians were black. The Navajo were black. So, you know, the Cherokee were black.
On the job, you will have to go to mandatory arbitration. So, and then also restricting union bosses or unions from being able to contribute to political parties. Ooh. They are dismantling workers' rights across every state. Okay. 33 governors, governorships are all GOP. Most of the states.
Exactly, Jimbo. Exactly. And one thing that a lot of people don't know, the world was made for us anyway, to rule over. So we would be everywhere. And when I say us, I'm not just talking about black people, people that's heavily melanated. I'm talking about Israelites. So I'm not just talking about people of color. I'm talking about people that are Israelites.
That doesn't mean that we cannot combine forces or ally with other groups. But I think it's just a matter of kind of nature. You have to do for yourself first. You have to put yourself and your people as a priority.
Look, the guy was talking. He was talking about teachers, nurses, postal workers.
Yeah.
You know what I hear?
What?
I hear what there was of a black middle class.
That's gone.
Like that's like those are us.
Right.
So we need a labor politics. And it can't just be all about like putting your name on vodka. We need a labor politics. I was telling you the UPS came by because I buy some stuff from Amazon from time to time. Black guy came by, UPS. First question I said, "What's up, man? Hey, you part of a union?" And he said, "Yep, 20 years. Only way to be." Only way. This is a black working man, about 50, 45 years old. He's been working for UPS 20 years. Union. And first thing he said, "Gotta be. It's the only way to be." That's gonna be a guy with a retirement.
Yeah.
Yeah.
As opposed to a independent contractor with no benefits from a multi-billion-dollar corporation. That makes you a
partner with Uber. What do you got to show for it?
Nothing. And your car, like people don't
see. That's the okie doke of this type of thinking that they have. That's the okie doke of this kind. So they're saying that because this guy worked for UPS for 25 years or whatever it is, and this guy says this is the only way to be, and so they are saying, okay, this guy's going to be okay because he's going to have a pension, he's going to have plenty of benefits, he's going to have plenty of health care and all this kind of stuff. Okay, that sounds good for him. But black people usually, even when they have jobs like that, they don't have nothing to leave for their children. They have nothing substantial to leave to their children like white people do. So it's like you cutting off your head to spite your nose. Okay, yeah, he'll be all right, but what about his children? What kind of wealth that he's going to roll over to his children and grandchildren? The Bible says a righteous man layeth up an inheritance for his children's children. Our people have become so I-centered and my-centered and me-centered that they don't even think about their children. Now, that same postal worker will go out and buy a motorcycle that he can't even ride, a boat that he can't even swim, and then he'll buy him three more cars, and you can only drive one at a time. So all the stuff that he should be giving to his children, guess what he's going to do? He's going to ball out. Instead of lay something up for the next generation so they can have a business. But we don't think like that. We just want to have cars, boats, and a whole bunch of little boy toys, go on cruises every month with our wife. And then a lot of that stuff we're not going to even be able to do because we're going to spend most of the time in the hospital with high blood pressure, diabetes, renal failure. So now this sounds good to them. It don't sound good to me because I'm setting my affections on things above, not on things of the earth. So whenever I hear black people bragging about what benefits they got and how much money they got, it always is indicative to me of how ignorant they are and how behind everybody else we are. You really don't have real wealth if you don't have people hedged around you with the same thing. You really don't have nothing. Be it friends, family, you need a network of people that have wealth. Not just one person who got a pension and drawing Social Security. You got to have more than that, y'all. And a nice shiny car in the garage with a motorcycle and a boat, and you can't even swim. Stop it.
So go on, Aaron. Hey, caller. Hello? What's your name? Where you calling from?
This is Darius from Memphis, Tennessee.
Hey.
What's going on, man? How you doing today?
Doing pretty good. How about you?
I'm doing pretty good. I was just calling to say, man, I wanted to talk about the immigration issues that you was talking about.
That's a very good point, I'm sure. That's called hood rich. That's all it is. That's all it is. It's called hood rich. You got nice rims, you got a Cadillac, a Lexus, and you got a motorcycle, and you don't even know how to ride it. And guess what? One of the cars you got costs more than the house you live in. Okay? You in your 60s, you walking, driving around on your tricycle, motorcycle with the music blasting loud, and even that thing costs more than the house you live in. So yeah, that's hood rich. Thank you.
Okay, bye.
I appreciate you. No, Carla, I appreciate you. What's happening with you? I want you to put this in context. His mother is putting the opinion of MSNBC over him. That's a son. She's putting the opinion of MSNBC over her son. Ladies and gentlemen, that's called propaganda. And it works. We have been propagandized to believe that these people are here because we want to do the work. The real thing is that we want to do the work for that money. Listen, it's not worth $10 an hour to break your whole body in a tomato farm.
Right.
And just now, if you raise that up, all of a sudden, ears perk up. Give us some benefits, ears perk up. I'm going to get myself in shape to pick the tomatoes. Let me do what I got to do.
Right, right.
But they have told us that, well, the problem is that you all just won't do the work. We will do the work. Americans will do the work. But they won't do the work with no money, no benefits. You don't pay unemployment insurance.
Right. Yeah, we're not going to do the work if we can't pay our bills, y'all. We're not going to do the work if we can't pay our rent, our car note. We're not going to do the work if that. And because we have fractured families, we not going to live 15 to a house like the Mexicans and the Dominicans live and the Puerto Ricans. We not going to do that because we don't love each other enough to do nothing like that. So because we can't live like that and aggregate wealth or resources, we can't even go and do those jobs in the agricultural field and in the many of these other places that Mexicans work. We can't even work those places. Those people can do it because it's 15 of them living in a house. They got grandmama living in the basement. She got a job. Grandpa living in the basement with auntie and Uncle Lupe. And then on the first floor, they got mama and daddy and the kids, and then their brother and his sister-in-law is living on the third floor. It's about 15, 20 of them in the house. And when all of them split their money up a week, a month to pay bills, each one of them is paying like what, $50 a piece. and you got about of the 20 of them that's living in the house, 10 of them got jobs. 10 of them got jobs. So each one of them $50 a piece or $25 a piece, and they good. They good. That's why you see these Mexicans riding around in brand new vehicles. That's why. And not only that, they even get government benefits on top of that. They get WIC, they get food stamps, they get all kinds of social services. So not only do they have jobs, they get social benefits, and they bet not have a business. They get all kind of benefits that we don't even have access to. If they start a business, they won't get paid. They don't have to pay taxes for 7 years. They don't have to pay taxes for 7 years if they start a business. Exactly. They got health care. They got child care. Thank you. Thank you, Funky Bot. Thank you. They got child care, transportation, and they got social capital. Why? Because you got 20 of them living in a house. So if somebody car break down, guess what? You could borrow Lupe. Y'all could carpool together. Y'all got all kinds of benefit that black people who are Israelites don't know nothing about. For one thing, we too damn selfish. You got one family living in one house. We can't get along even with the people that we marry with, and the children that we brought into the world. We can't even get along with them. Forget about a brother, a sister-in-law. So they got all kinds of benefits and perks. They got about 20 benefits and perks to our one. To one.
How do you be a people that's been here 400 years, built this country with free labor, and then say we should be just like the people that just crossed the border yesterday? No, I should not be like them. I should be over them. I should be over a lot of other people too. Like in terms of where I am economically, if this thing was fair. You don't get the, I don't know, and it should not be like this person just crossed the border from El Salvador or Mexico, and you're telling me that I should be just like them with my ancestors. These people who have done this.
Exactly, Funky Bot. We don't know how to double dip. We don't know how to double and triple dip. We don't know that. Matter of fact, the idea, the notion of double dipping and triple dipping is an abomination to black people. It's an abomination to black people. I want to tell you how stupid we are. We are so stupid that we rather live in an apartment or a condo that we can't afford by ourselves with a job that is we're the last hired and probably going to be the first fired. That's how backwards we are. Already in a bad situation, but we don't even like to double dip. We won't move our sister in, our sister, our brother, our mother. We won't do that. Now that's double, triple, and quadruple dipping. Gotta get to, Funky Bot. That's what we got to get to. It's stupid for black people to live in a house and you're the only one in the house. Only one. I'm going to tell you, when I was living in Maryland, 3-bedroom apartment, and you know how many people was living in that place? It was about 12 people living in that place. And I want to tell you how I know, because I was homeless back then. And guess what the guy I was working with said? He said, hey, man, you could come over and stay at my house. Now, he didn't tell me it was 12 people there, but when I got there, I saw it was 12 people there. And I was shocked that he asked a black guy. And I was dumbfounded. I was like, man, this guy, it's already 12 people here and he invited me. I can't even get a black person to do that. I can't get no black person to think like that. And I'm talking about black people that love me. I can't get them to think like that. That's not in us. We don't roll like that. Now, remember now, this guy is Mexican. Everybody there was Mexican except for me. And I will tell you, not one person had a problem with me being there. Not one person. And when I woke up in the morning, they fed me breakfast. I was amazed. I will never forget that. Never. Tried to give the guy some money, he wouldn't even take it. There you go. When I got paid that Friday, I tried to give him some money. He said, no, man, no, man, no, we brothers. I was like, brothers? I'm like, man, you're going to make me cry. I said, man, you better stop it. You're going to make me cry. But yeah, Funky Bot, you got it. We got to know how to double dip. But we too selfish to do that. We don't even like double dipping with our wife and kids. Now, you know that's an abomination. Come on, y'all. Kicking kids out when they get 18. That's crazy. Are you nuts? Your kids get 18, 21, and you kick them out the house. What you've been investing in them for 18 years, and you take the investment and give it to some boyfriend, some girlfriend? If you put money in a bank account for 18 years, would you give it to somebody else? Well, why do we do that with our children? Why? We're possessed with the devil. That's why. We're already in a bad situation, and then what we do is cut our neck. We cut our neck to save our life. We cut our neck to save our life. What sense does that make? White people can afford to kick their children out at 18, but not no black people. That don't make sense. Are you nuts? You let your children stay with you as long as they can to build something so y'all can aggregate wealth. Soon as your children get a job, you kick them out your house, and then they have to go get an apartment and give it to a white man? Stop it. I don't understand that. That's some demonic thinking. Demonic thinking. Sending the kids all across the country to go to school. Why can't they go to the state college? Why can't they go to state college close to home so they can help pay some bills? You took care of them their whole life. Why they can't start helping taking care of you? You changed their diaper, you fed them, you clothed them, you housed them, you loved them, you protected them, took them to the doctor when they were sick, birthed them in the world, and then they get 18 years old, and you say, okay, I'm going to give you to your boyfriend. I'm going to give you to your boyfriend so he can turn you out to a whore. Stop. That don't make sense to me. That is wickedness. That is straight up wickedness. But we trying to live like white people. They can afford to do that. We can't afford to do that. To hell with those SBCs. To hell with an HBC. Got your daughter and your son in school in an HBC tricking for 5 years, 8 years. And most of them not going to even finish. They're just going to club for 8 years. And we think we're bragging. We're bragging because now our children are in debt. And it's going to take most of their life to pay off their student loans. It's going to take most of their life to pay, if not all their life, to pay off just the student loans. Forget about their home loans that they're going to have, car loans, medical loans, medical bills. Forget about that. bank loans, and we're bragging, yeah, she finished college. Yeah, 150, $200,000 in debt. That's nothing to celebrate. You are a slave. This is nothing but wickedness. But our people want to be white so bad, we're ready to sell our souls to the banks via way of education, cars, homes, clothes, credit cards. And we could tell we're worse off, but we just keep going. Just keep going like little demons. And we wonder why we're at the bottom. You're supposed to be at the bottom.
Tell you what these elites basically do. They go into these countries, destabilize it, create problems, and then the people flee from the country.
Right.
To the United States and other countries, and they use that labor to their advantage. Ain't no advantage to me.
Yeah, they use that labor to Okay, I played this already. Let me see. Where am I at? Stabilize. Okay, I think she's off now. I think she's off. I think her program off. So, but we have to blame the parents, and I'm going to end my broadcast too with some closing remarks. I want to end my broadcast with some closing remarks. Exactly, Phyllis Jordan. Exactly, Phyllis Jordan. You know, exactly. $200,000 debt, no kids for you. Okay, and nothing else either. You don't. I mean, $200,000 in debt, and you don't even own a home. Good grief. And then your parents encourage you to go into debt like this. And then guess where you end up working at? Walmart. You end up working at Walmart and you're saddled with $200,000 loan. 200,000 G's. And you're working at Walmart. You're working in some field that you didn't even go to school for. So we got to stop following these white people. We got to stop it. We need to follow the Most High, our God, our Elohim. Exactly. Roll over brainwashing from one generation to the next. Oh, and you cannot get one after that. Exactly. Are you saying that you can't get a loan after that? Is that what you're saying, Charles? Or what do you mean? And you can't get one after that. What do you mean by that, Charles? We got to worship ourselves. Well, that's one of the things I believe that has gotten us in trouble. Hey, Vegan Storm, how you doing? That's one of the things. No, we got to worship the Most High, the God that looks like us. Leave white Jesus alone. That's why we got $200,000 in debt. Most parents who try to kick their kids out of the house at age 18 just don't want them there. Yeah, because they ruined them. They ruined them. Exactly. And look at this, Charles. Why would you even want a house? When you know you got $200,000, $150,000, $100,000 in debt. That's so depressing. And then you work at Walmart. Oh, okay. I got you, Vegan Storm. I got you, Vegan Storm. That's what you mean. Okay, I got you. Exactly. Yeah, we do too much worshiping of white people, and we do too much worshiping of ourselves. And I noticed something, Vegan Storm. I noticed that whenever black people start worshiping themselves, white people, and how white people worship themselves. And usually our worship of ourselves is a reflection or a proxy to worshiping white people, because we do everything they do. So we vicariously worship white people by worshiping ourselves, because many of the practices and customs that we have and cling to, guess who they represent? Our enemies. That's why I'm not really big on black power, because to me, black power, all this stuff I hear about black power, black economic empowerment, black political body, it always sounds like a mimicking of our oppressors. We just put the label black on it. That's all. It's just a vicarious way of worshiping white people, as far as I'm concerned. Exactly, Charles. It's a hideous, very hideous sickness. It's a very hideous sickness. And what we're ending up doing is cannibalizing our souls, not just our bodies, not just our minds. We are cannibalizing our souls and the souls of our children for multiple generations, with no end in sight. Up is down and exactly, Black and Bold. Exactly. Up is down and down is up. Exactly. We now we look like them and they look like us. Exactly. You nailing it. You killing it, Black is Bold. You killing it. Black is white, white is black, and black is white. Exactly. I couldn't have said it better. I couldn't have said it more eloquently. I could not have. Exactly. So I'm not trying to make us feel hopeless. But we need to turn back to our God. We tried everything. We tried black economic power. We tried political body, a black political body. We tried rioting, burning down cities, marching, sit-ins, boycotts. We tried all of that, y'all. We tried integration. We tried education, white supremacy education. We've tried that. It's a failure. Hello, it's a failure. We've had black businesses. We've had black communities. It's all been a failure, all of it, bar none. We tried worshiping white Jesus. We tried that. It's a failure. So why don't we try something we've never tried before as a nation of people? Why don't we try our God who looks like us? Why don't we claim our heritage as Israelites? Because that's who we really are. We're not African American. Why don't we claim that? And under that moniker, why don't we appeal to our Elohim, our God, build our families up around that God, raise up children under that God, be faithful to that God, wife and children, and guess what? And then we start businesses. Why don't we start there? But that's too much work. That's too much work. That's too much of a solution. Why don't we do that? We've never done that. Never. We've been worshiping white Jesus ever since we've been here. And white Jesus has been a curse to us as much as everything else we've tried. Why don't we do that? But now we can't do that now because most of us are atheists. Most of us are Egyptians and all this stuff. Muslims and Buddhists and all kinds of crazy stuff. So we think that we're going to try that same stuff, that old tired stuff that we've been trying. And we think, no, it's not going to work, y'all. Insanity is when you're doing the same thing and expecting different results. It's not going to work. It's never worked. Never. And I want to tell you something. Our God, our real God, you know what he's going to do? He's going to curse everything we do. Everything we try outside of him, he's going to curse it. That's what's been going on. That's why nothing works. We try voodoo, we try all kinds of stuff. Catholicism, Christianity, we tried everything. Hotep, RBG, we've tried all kinds of stuff, and it's been a failure. We tried Nation of Islam, you name it, we've tried it. But we haven't tried our God. We haven't. We never tried our God. We never tried to build something up with our God. And this is one of the reasons why I like Yvette's show. This is one of the reasons why I appreciate her show. I like the things that she bring out. Now, her worldview is not the same as mine. Her worldview is not the same as mine. However, she does bring out some very germane and poignant information. She really does. The only thing the problem that I have with Yvette is that she doesn't synthesize and process it right to come up with the proper solution tailor-made for our people. She doesn't. I don't think she knows how. I think she does the best she can. I think she is a scholar, brilliant mind. But, you know, it just sounds like much of the same solutions that I've heard in the past and that I've read about in the past. But she's far more brilliant and abreast to many of the traps that we fall into. But I take issue with the solutions that she comes up with. That's it. It's no slight against her. No slight against her. I think she's brilliant. I really do. I think she does a good job. I enjoy her platform. I think she's a real scholar. I just want black men to campaign for black men for a change. We don't need more men fighting. No, we don't need more men fighting. But anyway, y'all, I'm going to end. This is Prophet Rawanawa B with the One Tough Guy channel. I try to do this every Monday and Wednesday with Yvette Carnell. I love her channel. I love her perspective. And I just got put on to another brother that I like. And his name is, I can't think of his name right now, but he's a brilliant brother. Antonio Moore. I just learned about him 2 days ago. So I think I'm going to switch up between him. Maybe I do. It depends on who has the best topic that appeals to me. But I think I'm going to do Yvette Carnell on Monday. And I'm going to find out what days that Antonio Moore does his. And I'm going to do his. And so that's going to be a nice male-female combo, which I love. And it seems like that they are good friends. And not only that, I like the in-depth research and curation of information that Antonio Moore brings out. This guy, it seems like he's really brilliant. He seems like he's really a brilliant guy. And matter of fact, it looks like Yvette Carnell even borrows some information from him, which is fine with me, because that's the greatest form of flattery. And this is my form of flattery for Yvette Carnell. And I think I'm going to start looking at. Oh, you watch him too, Black Bo? Yeah, that brother be killing it. That brother is tight. Okay. That brother, I mean, him and Antonio Moore and Yvette, boy, that's a combo there. You know, Boyce Watkins gonna have to catch up, you know, but maybe he done sold out too much to catch up, you know. But yeah, they really do work. They really do work well together. I really appreciate them. I really have learned a lot about history, why we are at the bottom, by listening to Yvette. I really have learned a lot by listening to this Yvette Carnell. Beautiful sister, beautiful sister. You know, a thousand roses and praises for the work that she does. The type of things that Yvette Carnell and Antonio Moore teach, our children should learn these things, begin to learn these things in kindergarten. That's how avid and serious I am about this. So I'm going to be sitting my family down at the table. It's going to be mandatory. And you're going to have to listen to this. You're going to have to listen to this. You know, YouTube is far more important than just watching cat videos, cats playing pianos and prank videos and silly stuff, flat earth and all this stupid stuff. I'm going to sit my family down and they're going to learn some stuff with daddy. They're going to sit down with daddy at the table, and guess what? We're going to build some memories as a family, learning stuff that's important, not about no flat earth and the Buru and the hollow earth. I don't even want to hear that stuff no more. I don't care if the earth is round or flat or cube. I don't care. All I know is that whatever shape it's in, I'm a slave on it. Okay? I'm a slave on it. And my people are a slave on it. So it don't matter what could shape. If we found out the earth is a polygoron or whatever it is, it still don't change the condition that we're in. You see what I'm saying? You see? So yeah, this is what I'm going to do. We're going to sit down for an hour. We're going to build memories. We're going to talk. And I'm going to also engage you all. And you're going to be able to hear us having conversations about these things. And yeah, that's what we're going to do. That's what we're going to do. So the next time that Yvette does her show, I think it's on Wednesday. Monday, Tuesday. Yeah, Mondays and Wednesday. And so, but I'm going to see also when Antonio Moore does his show, because that brother be going deep, you know. Matter of fact, I got a list of books that I need to purchase that this brother cited that I need to read and get more abreast to, so I can have a better vision of the world that I live in. You know, people are more concerned about if the earth is flat or round, but they don't know nothing about the policies that form the governments on which the earth we live. They want to argue about if the earth is flat or round or hollow and all this stuff, but we slaves on it. Let's figure out some of these policies of why we're slaves. Nobody wants to know about that, but everybody wants to know if the earth is hollow, if it's flat. Stop it. If it's a dome. You know, I don't have any time for that. But you're a victim of a cat. But anyway, I'm going to get out of here, you all. You all take it easy. You know, people got to go to work in the morning. And, you know, small minds think of small things, like if the earth is hollow or flat or round or umbrella shape or whatever. But the deep minds like Yvette Carnell and Antonio Moore, they think about the policies of the nations that run the earth and the history of those nations. That's way more important to me than the earth being damn hollow. So what? You still a slave on it. Exactly. But anyway, you guys take it easy. This is Prophet Rawa, and I will be with the One Tough Guy channel. I see you later, and shalom.